Yay. Hi, you guys, and welcome to Being Becca Live. I am kind of just out of the shower, so a little out of breath and out of spoons. They will recharge, but I was busy in there thinking about kind of our topic for this week because, well, if you're new to Being Becca Live, it used to be Becca's Backyard Live, and now it's become a support group for kind of those of us who do my core self-defined living and those of people who are also like-minded and kind of want to be on the train but haven't yet taken the course. And so that's kind of what I'm doing here. We kind of talk about what it's like being Becca, being an adult on the spectrum, kind of living life in the now and the challenges we face and how to get through them and how maybe I've learned not to get through them and all of that kind of fun stuff. And we do some sharing and we talk about that kind of stuff. So welcome to it if you're new. And that's exciting. I hope you like it. And you can let me know, of course, with a thumbs up. But business aside, best thinking does happen in the shower, Bill. Hi, Bill. Hey, Joe. And I am excited to have you guys here because I had a thought about what I wanted to talk about. Hey, CV. About what I wanted to talk about this week, kind of earlier in the week while I was waiting for gratitude to arrive. I was, hey, Morgan, I was kind of thinking about this thing, about kind of what I talk about resilience a lot, right? But I don't talk about, what it takes to overcome those obstacles, right? I haven't really talked about kind of, what it means to overcome the obstacles, when to know if it's not an obstacle and it's a slammed closed door, that kind of thing. I talk a lot about just the resilience of getting back up, but not exactly how to get back up, right? I've never really talked about that, I don't think. So I was thinking about it this week because I have been faced, as you guys know, with endless challenges. I mean, they continue to this moment right now as I'm sitting here. They are continuing. And so the challenges don't stop, right? And the obstacles do get in your way. And sometimes they're human obstacles. Sometimes they're acts of nature. Sometimes they are self-created obstacles. I don't know what else to call them. Sometimes they're all different kinds of obstacles, right? And sometimes we can prepare that they might be coming up, and most of the time, no, right? Most of the time we hit the obstacle and we go, oh, fuck, now what, right? So I wanted to talk about that because I've felt that, oh, fuck, now what, about a bazillion times in the last month and a half. Like, oh, fuck. Now what do I do, right? And I wanted to talk about when you're having that moment and kind of what to do in that place. So I started to think about that. That's where I was at for today in my thinking, right? So I was like, that's sort of an interesting kind of concept. And so I was about that. Then I was thinking in the shower about how I'm really having trouble kind of giving advice on overcoming obstacles because I still had this conflict in my head that I've been trying to figure out, which I think I might have finally unraveled just now in the shower, which is so exciting. So I was thinking about, as of course I'm in the shower, trying not to forget all the things that I have to do while I'm in there, but I was busy thinking about kind of how to talk about overcoming the obstacles and the things that I might say. And then I was thinking, well, but how do I make this make sense? How do I make it congruous with my other ways of thinking? So to me, when I talk about obstacles, I know it's about, hey, Michelle, it's about keeping in motion, right? It's about always taking a step forward, no matter how small, right? And making sure that you understand that each one of those steps, the ones that even are so tiny that they are just keeping you in motion, count. All of those steps count, right? So we just are supposed to keep pushing forward, right? So we keep one step at a time moving forward. However, there is another train of thought. There's another one of those sayings that comes along with this personal development movement that we're sort of in right now. And it's about doors, right? And they talk about if you keep trying and the door doesn't open, it's not your door. Right? I don't know how many of you have kind of heard that, but and that if it's your door, you won't have a fight to get in. And if you're not, right, so like if you can't force something is essentially what the whole concept of the doors is, right? Is that you can't force a door open that is not your door, and you can waste a lot of your energy and your time trying to force open a door that isn't your door, right? So that's that concept. But then how do those two make sense together, right? How can I tell you on one hand to continue to push against obstacles, right? And take a step forward no matter what. And on the other hand, tell you the door is not opening, it's not your door, right? How are you supposed to know when to kind of keep pushing and when it's not your door, right? Like, how do I make that make sense? Okay, so here's what I think it's really trying to say. So we need, if we're aiming towards a goal, we know that there's lots of steps on the journey. We know that we have to get there. We know that there will be things that will take us off path and we'll bring ourselves back. We know we have to remain a little bit flexible, like the buildings in Japan, right? And we know that this stuff will happen, right? Okay. So we're going to prepare ourselves to one step forward into the obstacles. But at the same time, how do I know it's just an obstacle and not a closed or locked door that isn't my door? So here's the thing. If you are heading to a goal, you can get there no matter what. You can take those steps forward. You continue to move forward, right? And if you hit an obstacle that feels like a closed door, right? It doesn't mean you can't keep going. It means you have to find the right door. Ta-da, right? Like someone else's door isn't going to work for you. There may be 5 people aiming towards a goal, but when they hit that obstacle, everybody's going to take their own door, right? But if you're trying to take your neighbor's door because you think you're supposed to, right? That's the supposed to door. You're going to be slamming your head against a closed door that will never open because it's not your fucking door. It's not your door. It's someone else's door. So when we feel like we're banging our head against a closed, locked door, what we need to do is stop wasting our energy and our time banging our heads against a closed door, walk back a little bit, take some perspective, and find our door, right? And a lot of the times, for those of us on the spectrum, our door is a back door, right? It's often not the supposed to door, not the door with all the flashing neon signs pointed to it, right? With all the YouTube videos on how to. It's not your door. Yes, it's not your door. I love it, Joe. But right, it's not, because that's what it is. It's all it is that you don't have the key to that door. That one door, but that doesn't mean there's not 500 million other doors and other ways, right, to take us out of the metaphor to get to where you want to go. So when you hit an obstacle, right, and you try to keep taking one step forward and you just feel like, you're trying to shove a square peg into a round hole or however you want to metaphor it, right, and you get to that point, remember, you just might be at the wrong door. You need to step back, give yourself perspective, and find your own door, right? That's what they're saying, right? Because we can't all fit the mold. We know this. We're out of the box thinkers. We know right away that whatever door is the most used door is going to be the opposite of what we need, right? And so here we are kind of knocking and banging at this popular door when we should know better. We should know our door's in the back. We should know our door is going to be hidden somewhere. We should know our door is going to look probably not like a door and all that kind of stuff, because we're on the spectrum and we know that that's how we function, right? And that's how we find things out in the world. And so this is how I've kind of come to this conversation about overcoming obstacles, because truly sometimes an obstacle isn't an obstacle. Sometimes it's just a closed, locked door. And in order to get past it, you got to find the right door that you can open. And that sometimes delays your journey. And sometimes it reroutes you. And sometimes you end up going through what is your door and what's on the other side is not what you imagined, right? And so we have to kind of be aware of that. We need to know that when we're chasing our obstacles, right? When we are chasing our goals, rather, and we hit obstacles, that we need to know the difference. We need to know how long we should give ourselves, how much we could be pushing. And if we are so stuck in the black and white mindset that we can get any goal we want, we keep ourselves banging on to the same door, right? When we hit an obstacle. No, you can reach that goal. Of course you can. It might take you longer than other people because you might have to go through 5 other obstacles or 7 other doors, right? You don't know. We're all on a different journey. Right. And so what you need to do is make the decision for yourself when you reach that point. Do I think I can actually get through this door? Or is my way past this obstacle a different door? And do I need to try a different way? Right. And that's the spot we need to catch ourselves in, because I think we lose our spoons, we lose our patience, we get discouraged, we catch inertia, we end up in shutdown, meltdown, all of that when we are chasing a goal that we know we can reach, do, and is ours to achieve, and we hit a locked door and we waste our energy on that goddamn locked door for too long, right? What we need to remember is that we ourselves are out of the boxers. So whatever is the in the box thinking for how to get somewhere is most likely not our best solution. So to face all of your goals and to look at your obstacles with your out of the box thinking, with your thinking about, well, this is how most people would get there, but if I do that, this is going to happen, or I'll waste spoons doing this, and this. If I do this way, it's going to take me a little bit longer, but I'll be able to get there instead of wasting all my spoons, right? Yes, true, Michelle. Sometimes pursuing a door that is not yours brings you in the direction of one door that is your door, right? But you have to be open to it. You have to be looking, right? You have to be of the mindset that there's more than one door, right? You have to first understand that there is more than one door out there, and that we're all don't go through the same door. And once you realize that, then you're obviously in some sense always looking for the other doors. But until you realize that they're out there, you're not looking for it. So sometimes you're right. You head for what you think is your door. And on the way to your door, to that door, or on the way in trying to open that door and figuring out it's not quite your door, you might see out of the corner of your eye your door because it's on the way, right? To your door. And so maybe the reason for stopping at that door was to see your door, whatever the universe is doing in its beautiful picture, right? But it's that wasting of our time on the wrong door that I want to catch us in, right? It's like, I want us to know, yes, obstacle, yes, door. This is not just the obstacle. This is the obstacle plus a closed locked door. We have to realize those scenarios, and we have to walk away from doors that we don't have the key for. And we need to find the ones that belong to us. And that means looking around. That means being aware that there is more than one door, right? Be aware that there's always more than one way to get somewhere. It might look odd. It might take longer. It might be more expensive or less expensive. It might be any number of things, but you'll get there. And it's the patience to get there. It's the resilience to get over the obstacles. It's the focus and commitment to the journey, right? That big, giant commitment to yourself and the journey that will get you there, right? That keeps you going and getting there and paying attention to things. Hey, Nancy, thank you for joining us. So that's what I've been thinking about, you guys. And I realize there's probably like a handful of us that get what I'm talking about. And I hope that those of you that are watching and get it understand what I'm talking about. But I know when I do these weird metaphor-y things, some of us get goosebumps and some of us go, huh? So if you don't get it, I'm sorry. I will do a better job at trying to explain it in the future. But this is how fresh the thoughts and the ideas were to me, that there's more to overcoming obstacles than just those forward steps, than just that consistency of forward movement. There's more to it. Has to be a realization that sometimes an obstacle isn't just an obstacle. Sometimes it's actually a closed locked door that's not ours. And fighting that fight, trying to insist that it's our own door and trying to fight for it to be our door, is a lot of waste of spoons. And that's what I wanted to kind of share with you guys is just be aware that when you're out there and you're charging your goals and you are hitting an obstacle, be aware that it might not just be an ordinary obstacle. It might be an obstacle with a closed door, and it might need some creative thinking and some creative movement, some creative ideas and things to get you to your door, which might very well be around the back and upside down, right? So be open to that. Be understanding of that. So when we hear these two concepts together, the concept of one step forward, just keep moving forward, just all those steps count. And at the same time, making sure you're not forcing yourself into a door that isn't your door, right? And that is, I was so excited to have finally made them. Yes, Bill, you might sneak in through the window. And I'd say if you do, good for you, right? Way to find a new way in. That's really what it's about. It's the creative thinking that it might not be a door at all. That is your way in, right? I love it. That's exactly it. It's just opening your mind to that there's not just one right way to do things. There is always more than one way. It might just be that you're the first to think of it or the first to try it. And that makes it even better because then no one can compare you to anybody else, which is great. What a great way to do something, to be the first so there's no comparison, right? But yeah, that's sort of my concept for today. That's the live stream for today, is this idea of overcoming obstacles, of understanding when we've not just hit an obstacle, but we've also hit a closed locked door. So yeah, stop trying the doors that aren't your door. It might not be your door. Yeah, I'm gonna work on a shirt of this. I guess I do this stuff a lot, huh, Joe? I say things and then I give them little slogans, and then to me, it's a way to remember the concepts. And so I will say things like, remember how we talked about it's not your door? And I will bring it back. And so you're right. This is another one that goes right up onto the list for the Redbubble store. So yeah, I hope it's made sense to some of you. I hope it gets your brains kind of thinking about that and how you might be facing your challenges or dealing with your challenges and obstacles on your journey. I'd of course love to talk to you guys about it. So, when you see the video shared and you want to comment, please go ahead, comment right here on YouTube and let me know what you're thinking. I would love to know if you guys think that Stevie just said something. I have to stop mid-sentence. You just stopped me mid-sentence, Stevie. So Stevie said, construct your own door. And that might be the most poetic way to say exactly what it is that I'm trying to say. Sometimes the door that's created isn't your door because you have to build it. You have to build your door sometimes, right? You have to be the first one and create the opening for others to follow through. And so, yes, build your own door, construct your own door. That's what life is about. The process of constructing your doors, the process of overcoming obstacles, the process of attaining your goals. All of that is part of its life. That is life, right? That is the living of it, not just the passive experiencing of it. That is the actual living of life. And so go out and seek it. Go find your goddamn door. And if you don't find it, build it, because it might not exist, right? And that's what it is. That's what entrepreneurship is about. That's what a lot of the new ideas that we're seeing out in the workplace are about, right? It's about creating things that work for you and understanding that we are not all the same. And that's just a human condition, right? It has nothing to do with the autism, but whatever. That's big thinking, spirituality, philosophical talk, maybe more appropriate for growing gratitude. I don't know. But as I am living life and being Becca, this is the stuff that I am hit with. I am trying to use all these concepts that I know work. And then sometimes they don't make sense. They seem to contradict each other. And I need to understand that. And when I come to those understandings of it, I just want to share it with you guys. So that's sort of what happened today. Being Becca got hijacked in the thoughts of overcoming obstacles. So I'm excited to hear your feedback. I'm excited to get your thumbs up if you liked it, your thumbs down if you didn't, and of course share it if you think it's worth sharing with other people. I love spending time with you guys, and I was so excited to have this big thought to share with you guys today. It lets me know I'm feeling a lot better. If my brain has the space to think about these big ticket items, then that means that I'm taking care of myself, and I made it through this really difficult transition period. I made it. I survived. Yay. So that's that. Have an amazing day, you guys. I will, of course, be back on Sunday with Growing Gratitude. I think what I'm going to do with Growing Gratitude is probably record it earlier in the day. And so what I think I might do is do Sunday morning earlier, like 2 hours earlier. So for you East Coasters, that would be 10 a.m. So if you're on the East Coast, I think what I'm going to do is Growing Gratitude at 10 a.m. East Coast time, 8 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. This way, all of you UK folks, it won't be too late for you. If I do it after, when I'm back, it'll be too late for you. And plus, I'm so tired. So I'll do it when I'm tired in the morning, and you'll see early morning Becca. And I'll do it before we leave to go and do the food truck. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to move Growing Gratitude to Sunday at 8 a.m. Mountain, 10 a.m. 10 a.m. Eastern time. And I will see you guys then for Growing Gratitude. Progress, not perfection. Yes, Michelle, absolutely. So that's what I'm doing with Growing Gratitude. I will, I guess, not post about it. I hope that those of you that watch Growing Gratitude are watching this, and so you will know that it is going to be moved earlier. And if you don't catch it and you're catching this after or whatever the fact, of course, Growing Gratitude will be uploaded. And if you miss it live, you can still watch it. It's not a big deal. Anyway, so that's on Sunday. I will see you, of course, then next Tuesday for the next Being Becca Live, which, of course, I won't know what I'm going to talk about until then. So, you guys, I will see you out there on the interwebs. Until then, send me your love, send me your shares, your thumbs up, your subscribes, all of that fun stuff that just lets me know that I am not talking into a void of emptiness. I love you guys. Thank you for taking time out of your day and some of your spoons to spend some time with me. I'll see you guys on Sunday. Have a good week. Bye.